Hey everybody, welcome to the Mash and Drum Whiskey Room on this special Friday night. How we doing, everybody out there? Thanks for coming in. I know this is not the right night that I usually go live, but glad everyone is joining in tonight. We already have about 44 watching now. I want to welcome all of you that's coming into from Whiskey Dick's live stream with Whiskey Crusaders. They always have a great live stream together, talk some good Sagamore. Want to say hi to everybody here. Want to also thank Whiskey Dick for having me on for a little bit. So that was a lot of fun. So the reason why I went live tonight is I got called out of town this week for work rather abruptly. So I was in Denver on Wednesday and I got to do a little bit of whiskey hunting there, not too much. But yeah, I was there Wednesday, so I'm like, oh, I got to get this Blendageddon going. I got to start. I have 16 blends I got to taste through to crown a champion, first place and second place. So I decided, what the hell. Chris from Bourbon Insane was gracious enough to, poor fellow was working, and he said, you could take my slot or whatever you want to do. So checked with Whiskey Dick Bill, and he said, he's going on, but I could follow him. So I figured, what the hell, let's do a Friday night live stream. I had no plans because I thought I'd be out of town longer, so I figured, hey, let's just do it tonight. Glad you're all here. Let's say hi. We have a bunch of people that were already in the chat, just waiting, hanging out. OG Brick 420, Dark Meat Chicken, Trev Wilson, the Bourbon Buddies is here. Another great channel if you haven't checked them out, guys. ADHD Fishing, Mose Chun, Juan Quintanilla, Dreman Kentucky's here. Michael J is here. Who else we got in the house? Let's check it out. Dusty Dan's Whiskey Reviews is here. What's up, Dusty? I didn't see you up there, so you just kind of snuck in, buddy. Steve A is here as usual. Thanks for promoting the live stream and Discord. Really appreciate it. By the way, if none of you have checked out my Discord, I have one. So come in and join in. Definitely have a good time talking in there. Bourbon Apprentice is in the house. How you doing, Bourbon Apprentice? One Lost Cause is here. Who else is in the house here? Let's see. Victoria C. How you doing, Victoria? Thanks for coming in. Chris Utroska's in the house. Rebecca Paige. Steven Sussman. Craig F., Andrew Spurrell, Whiskey Music, Jason Coates, my doppelganger, Charles Ashworth is here, Radislav Traps, how are you? Killajolt, Dark Meat Chicken is here, Brian Brennicky, Chad Wallace. I think I saw Tammy in too. I think both of the Brennickys are in the house. Thanks for coming in. Tim Gargis is in the house. How you doing? Dylan Huffman, the Linux Cat's here, Doug Krisoff, Richie Z, as always, Trev Wilson, Nick Foles, Bourbon Sane, as I mentioned. Definitely go check out his channel. Carl Ivy and Spencer Mav, many more coming in. The chat room is hopping tonight, guys. So I'm going to warm up my palate before we get into these blends tonight with a little Weller 12. As you can see, I'm getting down in the bottle. I want to kill this thing soon. So let's pour a little Weller 12, get a Friday night live stream going here. And cheers to you guys. Let me know what you're sipping on in the chat. Weller 12 here. Cheers. Happy Friday night, guys. Weller 12 is a damn good sipper, but just not worth the hype, in my opinion. I much rather be drinking this. This is the one, I actually picked up two bottles in... I picked up two bottles in Denver, and this was one of them. I got one of the new Russell's Reserve picks with the new label on it. This is the old label, and this is what the new label looks like here. I got to try this one in the store. There's a really amazing store in Denver called Argonaut Liquors, and they have a huge selection. And this pick was unreal. It is so good. It's a Camp Nelson. It's from the F Warehouse, so CNF. I'll show you close up with the tag here. So it's a CNF, Argonaut Wine and Liquors. It's really, really good. All the details are on the back. If you guys live in Denver, definitely go to that place and grab this pick. I don't know if they have any left, but it's really good. Nick Foles, any new pickups recently? I'm looking forward to the Heaven Hill 7-year. Nick Foles, I'm working on getting that Heaven Hill 7-year. The problem is that it's not available in Kentucky yet. Luckily, I have good connections in New York. New York is one of the first states that are supposed to get it. So I'm hoping that will help me out. Also, this store in Denver might help me get one. As Colorado is one of the first states to get it too. So I got some feelers out there to try to get that Heaven Hill bottled and bond. One bottle I did just get, which I'm really excited to review, is the new Little Book Chapter 3. So look for a review of that one coming soon. And I possibly could be getting my hands on a full proof real soon, Weller full proof to review. So a regular version, not the pick that I've been talking about, but the actual like a regular version that, probably still nobody will see, unfortunately. But, so yeah. Chad Wallace, why are all the Camp Nelsons from Rickhouse F? Well, they're not all from Rickhouse F. Mainly you get them from A and F. I'm not sure why that is. I think that's just the way the picks are. That's probably a really good question for Rarebird 101. Not sure why. Whereas they mix up the warehouses for the regular warehouses that are on the Wild Turkey site, you could get ones from A, B, F, D. Those are a little bit harder to come by, but usually those ones are, some of those warehouses are harder to come by, but A is usually pretty common. B, I think, is a little bit more uncommon. D has great stuff coming out of Warehouse D, but yeah, I don't know. Just most of them are coming out of there. I have a Russell's Reserve Nelson pick that the label's even older than those two. I've seen those picks, Peter. Yeah, definitely. Brian Walsh, you need a motion W on that hat. Victoria Seed at Jason. So, what whiskey is hard for you to get or wish you could get where you live? Oh, we got a super chat. We got the Dancing Around Swanson from Mose Chun. Donated $5 through super chat. Cheers to Mose Chun. Thanks, buddy. Thanks for getting it started. He says, cheers to all those who made a blend for Blendageddon and good luck. Also, Jason, have you gotten the Elmer T. Lee 100? No, I have not gotten that yet. I have a store in New York that's trying to get one. It's tough, man. It's really tough. So I don't have the cymbal tonight, but I brought out the hi-hat tonight. So for every super chat, I'll do a little hi-hat. All right. Thank you, Most Chun. All right. Oh, we got Dark Meat Chicken. Want to wish you all whiskey drinkers a great weekend. Dark Meat Chicken, thank you so much for the super chat. We should see a Dancing Around Swanson real soon here. But I'm going to give you a hi-hat real quick. Nice job, buddy. Thanks so much, Dark Meat Chicken. Okay, so as always, and there's the Dancing Around Swanson. That one came in a little bit late. So let me see. What's a bottle that I wish I can get here that I can't really get easily anywhere else? I don't know. Probably a lot of them. I am lucky. I do get a lot of Weller around here, which is, it's a great daily sipper. But I get good selections of Bookers that come in. Elijah Craig Barrel Proof comes in. Really, all the ones that I love that I like to sip on daily really do come in here. If there's actually ones I wish that came in here a little bit more, it would be probably the Kentucky only ones like JTS Brown Bottled and Bond, TW Samuels Bottled and Bond. Those are just like amazing, great value bourbons that I can't get here. And a lot of what you can't get here, which is really interesting. Well, you can get it, but it's really, for some reason, it's very sporadically kind of distributed to us, and that's Eagle Rare, which is really weird. Not that I want Eagle Rare all the time, but it's kind of weird. Donald Rance, any chance of the Lot 40 11-year cask strength making an appearance tonight? I got to try upcoming NAS recently, and damn, it's delicious. I have the Lot 40 11-year cask strength. It's up there. It's actually almost done. And then, let me see. I have... Oh, we got Stealth is Wealth just subscribed. Thank you so much, Stealth the Wealth. Yeah, I am trying to get the NAS out of Canada. I'm hoping Rob from Whiskey in the Six can help me with that. We'll see. But yeah, I love Lot 40 cask strength. It's awesome. I also have a bottle of the Lot 40 12-year-old cask strength that I haven't opened yet. Let's see. Dylan Hoffman, I just got a bottle of JTS Brown 100 per your recommendation. It's so good for $10. Isn't it so good for like $10? It's ridiculous. Bourbon Saint says I'm swimming in Eagle Rare 2 here in Michigan. Yeah. Yeah, the distribution makes no sense. So it's a really good point. Dark Meat Chicken, ECBP C919 out yet? Yeah, apparently a couple of places in Ohio did get the C919. I think Dram Man Kentucky, who was in the chat, I think he snagged one. I went searching for it today because I heard it hit, and everyone had was the Bs. So I'm hoping I get my hands on the Cs soon because I want to do a video with all three from this year, compare them all, and kind of rank them A, B, and C. I should feel really good at the end of that video. But also tomorrow, guys, keep an eye out for my next video, which will feature, where is it? This bottle right here, which is the Rebel Yell 100, which is from Luxco Distillers. This one, I decided not to do a full review on this one. What I did was I figured for 100 proof, oh, another subscriber. This is awesome, guys. For another wheated bourbon that's affordable that's coming on the market, I figured, you know what? Let's just throw this in a blind. So I did a video where I threw this Rebel Yell 100 with a blind against Weller Special Reserve, Maker's Mark, and Larceny. So I have all those four in a blind shootout to see which one came out on top. I'm really impressed with this one. Obviously, this is sourced from Heaven Hill still, so it does have a Heaven Hill type flavor profile to it. It's very kind of nutty and a little bit jammy too, but really enjoyed it. But I think you guys enjoy the results for that one, so keep an eye out for that video coming out next. Dylan Hoffman, you see much Stag Junior up there? No, none. No Stag Junior in Ohio to be found. Let's see. What else is coming in? You should do all those ECBPs blind. Yeah, Brandon Weiss, I'm definitely doing them blind. Absolutely. Donald Rance, the Lot 40 Cast Strength 12 is otherworldly. I buried through my 3 bottles. Yeah. All right. So this is what we're going to do, guys. I still want to give you kind of a full show tonight. So first, as always, I want to thank my Patreons. Thank you so much. A cool series I've been doing on my Patreons, my Patreon page. I just did one episode, but I'm going to be doing more as I get all these new bottles that I'm hoping to pick up soon. Is I'm doing quick takes. So what I do is I go on my channel and I do a private video just for my Patreons. I give kind of my first takes of fresh open bottles of new bottles that I have, and kind of give a quick 5-10 minute video. I just did the new what is it? I just did the new Four-Gate, the new the outer loop orbit, which was really good. I also opened, I forgot what else I opened on there, but yeah, if you're a Patreon, you haven't go check those out, check it out. I'm going to be doing more of those. So if you're thinking of becoming a patron, definitely doing some more content out there. So let's get into the whiskey news first. And the first story I want to talk about that I think people are getting a little bit crazy about is the 25% import tariff on Scotch whiskey and also Italian liquors. So it affects my family a little bit. Just kidding. So on Wednesday this week, the United States government announced the imposition of 25% import tariff on a host of European goods, including Scotch whiskey, Irish whiskey, and Italian liqueurs. These tariffs come on the heels of tariffs imposed by the EU as well as China on American whiskey products, all which have supposedly resulted in a 21% sales decrease. Despite the fact that the dispute is about aircraft subsidies, our sector has been hit hard with single malt Scotch whiskey representing over half of the total value of UK products on the US government tariff list, amounting to over $460 million US. All of this comes as the holiday season approaches, leaving many of the spirits enthusiasts to brace for increased prices on Scotch and Irish whiskeys, along with Italian liquors alike. As far as Italian liquors go, I mean, I know the most popular, I think, is Campari. It's, I don't know. Wherever you kind of stand politically, I just think, when it affects whiskey, it sucks for everyone. So it's, I think people are thinking that the whiskey is going to go 25% up more just overall in price, where I think it's actually just a 25% increase on the actual tariff. So we'll see, I guess, as the future comes, as we get closer to the holidays, how much more it's going to affect it. So we'll see. Hey, Captain Make It Happens in the house. How you doing, guys? Rebecca Paige, is Forgate really worth the $200 price tag? You'll have to wait for my review on that one, Rebecca. All right, so let's go to the next news story, which is this one. And this one is another new Ardbeg. This is the Supernova, guys. And if you guys haven't checked it out, Eric Waite has already reviewed this one. Back in 2015, Ardbeg announced what it claimed at the time was the fourth and final release of Ardbeg Supernova, but it's back. The brand sent vials of unaged Ardbeg Spirit with shards of Ardbeg casts into orbit around Earth as part of a collaboration with the International Space Station. While the actual whiskey sent to market spent no time in space, it commemorates the experiment. This was first created in 2009 for the Ardbeg Committee, and it's tedious whiskey that Ardbeg available, but they are up for purchase now for Ardbeg Committee members for 140 euros or 172 dollars USD per 750 milliliter bottle. So if you guys are interested in some Ardbeg, a committee release, keep an eye out. I'm not sure how Eric got his. Next up is Octomore. So if you guys caught the live last week with Octomore, we had a really great live stream. And with Erica and Matt from Whiskey Crusaders, they finally announced the new Octomores, 10.1, 0.2, 0.3, and 0.4. So this week, Bruichladdich announced the launch of the latest Octomore series. The 10th edition of this line features 4 super heavily peated whiskeys, 2 of which are available to purchase now from Bruichladdich website. The 4 whiskeys in the 10th edition are peated at significantly lower levels than those in the 9th edition. All of the whiskeys are non-chill filtered and have no color added. So as a quick rundown here, the 10.1 is Scottish barley, comes in at 107 ppm. This one is aged 5 years in first fill American oak from Jim Beam, Heaven Hill, Buffalo Trace, and Jack Daniels casks. Octomore 10.2, 96.9 ppm. This is 4 years old in American oak whiskey barrels, 4 years in also ex-Sauternes wine barrels, ABV of 56.9%. The 10.3, 114 ppm, 6 years old. First fill American oak whiskey barrels from Jim Beam, Heaven Hill, Buffalo Trace, and Jack Daniels. A whopping 61.3% ABV. And the last one, 10.4, is 88 ppm. This is a 3 years in virgin French limousine casks, coming in at 63.5% ABV. So I'm really excited for all of them. All of them I'm really excited for. I think if I had to pick one that I'm really interested in, it's probably, I love French casks, so I think the French limousine one I'd be really interested in. But I think it's the 10.2, where it has a mix of the ex-American and the ex-Sauternes. I love when they mix the casks like that. But I have a feeling all of them are going to be just ridiculously good. So, let's go to the next story. There's not a lot of stories here tonight, guys. Let's go to Teeling. So Teeling here announced a new line of Irish whiskeys dubbed the Renaissance range. This line comes after the success of the Revival series. This range marks 5 years down the line. Co-owner and marketing director says 5 years ago we were at a stage where it was the revival of Irish whiskey, and now we're in the stage of the Renaissance. The first bottle will be an 18-year single malt. This is aged for 18 years in ex-bourbon casks, then finished in Madeira wine casks. Bottled at 46% ABV. Excuse me. This will hit shelves in 2020 with a suggested retail price of $150 US. Next up, one of my favorite new distilleries, Bardstown Bourbon Company, released 3 new bottlings to the collaborative series. So the first was they used Copper & King's American Apple Brandy barrels to finish an 11-year-old Indiana bourbon, so that's MGP, finished in select Copper & King's Apple Brandy barrels for 20 months. An ABV of 60.2%, suggested retail price of $125. That's pretty pricey. The next one they did was Copper & King's Muscat Mistel, followed by new charred oak casks. Extremely limited 10-year bourbon, finished for 18 months in these barrels. This comes in at $350 per 750 milliliter bottle at almost 50% ABV. That's extremely pricey. Then they also used Goodwood Brewing Company to finish ones in honey ale casks. It's an 11-year bourbon finished in Goodwood Brewing brandy barrel honey ale cask for 18 months. That's bottled at 55% and a suggested retail price of also $125. So not cheap to do the finishing on there. And the last story of the night, guys, The Walking Dead gets a bourbon. Spirits of the Apocalypse. Actors, musicians, movies all have their own spirits. Why not a television series? This week, Diageo and Skybound, the company behind The Walking Dead, released The Walking Dead Kentucky Straight Bourbon. This was actually first teased back in July. I think I remember mentioning it. This is at 47% ABV. Nationwide, available this month. Obviously, a good month with Halloween coming up for $35. So, actually, not a bad proof point for something so cheap. I guess we'll see how the whiskey is. You never know with Diageo. So, all right, I'm gonna sip some more Weller 12 here, and then we're gonna get into We're going to get into our Blendageddon here. So, here we go. Let me pull out the first 4 glasses. So, just to kind of go over the... Most John said, I am speechless. Let's see here. On my way to collecting them all. Let's see. Teeling Rocks. Hey, Kelly Ranieri's in the house. How you doing, Kelly? She is my cousin. Everybody welcome Kelly. Hi, Kelly. Go Yankees. Teeling Rocks. Yeah. The Yankees won, I guess. I guess my mother's very happy. My mother's like a diehard Yankee fan. And if the Yankees had somehow lost tonight, I probably wouldn't have been able to talk to her all weekend. So I'm glad they won. Eric Waite says there's also a Walking Dead wine. I'll be reviewing one for Halloween on my wine channel. Oh, nice, Eric. Okay, perfect. All right, guys. So this is what we did. So I got 16 total blends for Blendageddon, 16 total entries, which kind of worked out nicely. So what I'm going to be doing is doing 4 for each round. Okay, I have the first 4 here. What I did is I took all the entries. I wrote everybody's name down. I threw everybody got a letter. I threw all the letters in a box. I picked them all out randomly to see which ones were going to be kind of grouped together. So these were the first 4. So here are the contenders, and I think almost all the contenders here are in the chat. Except for, actually, I didn't see Whiskey Shenanigans. So here is our contenders tonight, guys. We have Bourbon Apprentice, Whiskey Shenanigans, Brandon Elliott, and Rebecca Paige. Everybody, those 4 tonight are the ones that are in the Blendageddon first round tonight. So what I'm going to do, as you guys know, I'm going to nose them, taste them, score them, probably go through them again real quick, and then see which one comes out on top. So what I'm doing is, we're going to have 16 blends. So here's how it's going to work. The one I deem number 1 out of this group will go to the finals. They'll go to the final 4. Each of the 4 groupings. So when I taste all 16, each of those, the number 1 whiskey, the number 1 blend from each of those groupings will go to the final 4. But there will be a second place whiskey that I'm going to pick from here. And that whiskey, the one that I picked in second place, will go to a consolation round where I'll do those. So from each round, I'll do all 4. Hey, we got another subscriber, Recovering Know-It-All. Just subscribed. Awesome. Thanks for subscribing, buddy. All 4 of those will be in kind of a consolation round. So all the second place winners from all of the rounds will go into that tasting. They'll get a prize. The winner of that one will get a prize, and then we'll do the finals for all the main ones that move on to the final 4. So it'll be a really fun couple weeks, guys. Hey, Karen B. Ford's in the house. How you doing, Karen? Thanks for coming in. Richie Z said, do I need to DM you the recipe of my Blendageddon bourbon entry now or just whenever? I'll let you know, Richie, when your blend comes up. Let's see. Ben Demon Hunter's in here. Let's see who else. Anybody else come in? Let's see. Bourbon State said toilet bowl round. No, not toilet bowl round, but consolation round. Listen, if you get second place still out of all these blends, within each one, that's still pretty damn good. So you guys saw the contenders. So I have some whiskey tops on here. I haven't nosed these. I haven't tasted these at all. I just poured them, put the whiskey hats on. So we have a Scotch Test Dummies topper. We have a mash and drum topper here. If you guys are interested in a coin, you haven't gotten one yet, definitely reach out to me. I am starting to run out. I have my second drum in the drum kit is going to be soon in the works. So if you need if you need the snare drum to start the collection, let me know down in the comments or reach out to me on Instagram or Twitter. Also have an I Whiskey She Wines coin and Aqua Vitae coin to match my shirt. So. All right, let's see here. M. McKenna. Jason, Yankees are winning 10-4. Love, Mom. I'm sipping McKenna. Oh, God. I told you guys, my mother loves Henry McKenna. She drinks that stuff like it's going out of style. All right, Luis Ochoa is in the house. All right, we got 81 watching tonight. Awesome. Rebecca Paige, what are the toppers for? It's to keep all the scents in the glass until you open them up and then all the flavors come out. At least that's the idea. So if anyone if anyone sees whiskey shenanigans in Discord or anything else, I'll let them know that we're doing his blend. So I'm going to mix these up real quick. So what I've done also is, where is it? I have an envelope here with the results for tonight. And what's going to happen is once I taste through all of these, we'll open them up and reveal which letter is under which glass and see who moves on to the next round and then who gets eliminated. So let me mix these up real quick. Steve A., your mother may have atrocious taste in baseball teams, which has excellent taste in bourbon. That is very true. I hate the Yankees so much, but I can't. Well, my mom knows I hate them, but I'm glad they won because now I can talk to my mother this weekend because if they lost, she would have been inconsolable. Steve A., he's not online in Discord right now. Okay. Oh, Discord link, please. Steve A., could you share my Discord link in there? I don't think I have it on hand right here. But Steve A., if you have it, you could share it in there. All right, so let's go to the first one here, and let's see what we get. Wait, let me get my notepad, because I got to take notes here. Back this up a little bit so I have some room. All right, guys. Here we go. First round of Blendageddon. Let's kick it off. Here we go. This one has a like a dusty corn aspect to it. Getting kind of a dustiness to it here. Definitely sweet. Good amount of oak in there. Cinnamon. Oh my goodness, that's the more I get down in the nose on that, it gets really sweet, very oaky. I like the nose on that one. It's really good. I'm getting a huge cinnamon punch on this one. Let's go for a sip. Here we go, guys. Try it now, Steve. I just made you a moderator. Kill a jolt. Jason charges too much for the coins. He wants $80 and a new drum set for a coin, and I said no way. They're $10, man. So first things on the palate I got. This has a really great mouthfeel on this one so far. Really coats the palate well. A ton of vanilla. Still getting the cinnamon too. Let's go for another sip. Oh, that's good. There's a peanut characteristic to it. It's fruity, Strawberry, I think I'm getting in there too. It's a really nice bounce. Has a decent finish. It's not super long finish, but you definitely feel it. It's kind of a lingering rye spice there on the end. Let's go for another sip. I like that one a lot. That one reminds me of a really good Russell's Reserve pick. There's cherry, there's strawberry, there's oak, there's cinnamon, there's peppery spice, there's balance to it. I like that one a lot already. So number one here, or letter A, whatever you want to call it, that one is really good. All right, let me save my palate here a little bit. I would guess there's some turkey in there. I'm not sure. Maybe a little bit of... I'm not going to try to guess what's in it yet. I have some of the blends that people actually... I only have two of them tonight, but I believe Rebecca sent me her blend too. I just don't remember offhand what was in it. I'm going to say cherry, cinnamon, vanilla. That one's really nice. Really good finish on that one. And it's lingering too. The lingering spice on here. I like that a lot. Hey, Matt from Whiskey Crusaders is here. How you doing, buddy? Guys, next week on Wednesday night, I'm not sure whose channel we're doing it on yet, but Matt and I will be doing a live stream from his place Wednesday. I'll be in Texas in lieu of getting down to Austin for the Bastards Ball. I'm going to be hanging out with Matt on Wednesday night next week as when I arrive, and I'm sure going to be drinking some epic stuff and also just hanging out with you guys. It'll be a lot of fun. All right, let's go into number two. Well, let me take a sip of water here. All right, awesome. All right, let's go into number two. Start nosing this one. Ooh, this one is really oaky and very honey on the nose. Tons of vanilla. Dark brown sugars, caramels. This smells like a really well-aged bourbon. If you have like a 12, 13, 14-year-old bourbon, that's what it kind of smells like on the nose here. Yeah, this is super sweet on the nose. This is man, if I compare this to this one. Yeah, so A is definitely way fruitier on the nose. This one is the cherry, the strawberry, some orange peel here. This one is more vanilla, caramel, kind of a richer type bourbon flavor profile here. All right, let's go for a sip. Can't wait to try this one. Here we go. I feel like the nose is better on the palate on that one. But wait, I just had some water, so let me try again here. Yeah, second sip was a little better. This is really sweet. Really comes across the palate. Very vanilla, caramel forward. Almost like candy. Not much of a finish on this one. It kind of coats the palate, but it goes through really quickly. There's not a lot of spice on the palate, but the sweetness in this one is really... This actually tastes like if I could compare it to something, if you've ever had a really good Blanton's barrel, one that's kind of really sweet. I know people make fun of Bland's. They call it Blandins a little bit sometimes, because I got to say the last couple of Blantons that I bought, that I've tried, they have been on the bland side. But every now and again, I'll get a really good Blanton's, and that's what this tastes like. It just has a really intense sweetness to it. Really nice. Johnny Drum, would I be wrong to say Beam Distiller's Cut is better than Knob Creek 100? Johnny Drum, you would not be wrong, because Distiller's Cut did better in my March Madness last year than the regular Knob Creek did. So, yeah, I would agree with that. Dylan Hoffman has an empty cup. Help him out, guys. Tell him what he should be drinking. Let's go for one more sip here. Yeah, that is just super candy sweetness. If you like sweet, brown sugar, vanilla extract, a hint of an orange in there, but not much. Not really little to, if any, finish on that one. I like the nose on that one a lot better than the palate, but still very good. Very sweet bourbon, really nice. Take my notes here. Bourbon saying, a few blends I've had is pure sweet oak. Would never have guessed higher rye mash bill. I would agree, Bourbon saying, yeah. But again, even their higher rye mash bill, Buffalo Trace's higher rye mash bill is rumored to be between like 12, 15, 16%. That's still not really high rye when compared to the real high rye bourbons of today. When you get into the 25, 27%, 30% high rye bourbons, they don't even come close to having that high rye mash bill type flavor profile. Brent Bailey says, just finished off a bottle of Yellowstone Select. Brent Bailey, was it the regular one or was it the black canister that's finished in red wine casks? All right. So far, if we're kind of paying attention here, A is the leader in the clubhouse so far. B was really sweet, but A really provided some really great flavor to it. All right. Get a little more water here. Whiskey Crusaders, real high ryes are great. Yeah, I love like true high rye bourbons are some of my favorites here. Hey, Trev Wilson, what's up, buddy? Thanks for coming in the chat. All right, let's get into number 3. See what we get. All right, this one has a very dusty quality to it. This one's kind of funky. I hate to say it, but if someone sent me a Jephthah blend, I think that's what's in here. It smells very reminiscent of Jephthah. Very dusty, very kind of... There is some corn in there, but it's like a dusty corn. There's some toasted marshmallow in there. But yeah, there's some very some like a dusty aspect to it here. Donald Rance, have you had the Jameson 18 Bow Street cask strength? Yes, I have, and it's awesome. It's Jameson the way it should be. Stop proofing everything down 80%. That 18 Bow Street is really, really good, and it drinks way easier than you would think for a cask strength Irish. Really, really great. If I had to guess somebody put Jephthah in a blend, it could be this one. It has that kind of that dusty old basement type nose to it. So, all right, let's taste it. Here we go. Cheers. Oh, the palate's better than Jephthah, but it smells like Jephthah. Yeah, this one has... It does. It has like a musty... kind of a very grassy note to it, like fresh cut lawn, but not in a good way like you can get on like a scotch sometimes. This one is it's just very funky. Let's go for another sip here. Oh, the second sip was better. It's a little bit peppery, definitely extremely vanilla forward. Getting a little bit of a fruit, a little bit of a peach characteristic, I think. That's one of the weirdest things I've ever tasted. Whoever created that blend, that's really interesting. The nose is a little bit off-putting, but the flavor is actually kind of interesting. Yeah, on the third sip, though, oh man, I just wish it had more of those forward fruit flavors I was getting like on the very end, but the mustiness of it is just really overtaking it. Kind of that Jephthah Creed type aspect to it is just kind of yeah, not my thing. All right, let me take some notes here. Texas whiskey in this? Maybe. Yeah, I mean, I could see that dram, man. There could be some Texas in it. But see, it doesn't finish like a Texas whiskey to me. I mean, it could be. It could be a really light Texas whiskey. But maybe that's why I kind of prefer the higher proof Texas whiskeys, because I feel like the flavors in there, the sweetness and the kind of the big flavors kind of balance that Texas funk to it. But yeah, I mean, that could be a Texas funk to it there. But it smells musty. It's not that sweet, like that sweet Texas funk that I love. But you could be right. There could be a Texas in there. We'll see. All right, let's get another sip of water here before we go on to the last one. Rebecca Paige says, my blend is either going to be the best or the worst. Bourbon Apprentice says, I can't be compared to Jephthah. Okay, let's see. Here we go, guys. Let's go into the next one. Cheers. All right, for this one, we're getting back into a traditional American whiskey nose here. A lot of vanilla. This one, I'm getting a good amount of apple in this one, too, which is nice. Apple peel. Some fruit flavors. I definitely get some proof on this one. I'm wondering if this is, I'm going to feel this one going down here. Really nice. All right, let's go in for a sip. Here we go, last one. That one tastes like bubble tape. It's bubble gum. That's crazy. That is so crazy. What is going on in this blend? Hold on. Oh my God, it's like cherry bubble tape. It's like cherry covered bubble tape. That's crazy. That is a really interesting blend. I can't decide if I love that or not. I actually kind of like it. This actually has a really nice finish to it. The finish is lingering. There's a ton of sweetness on it. Then it just kind of lingers on. I like that. Go for another sip. What's weird about this blend is in the front of the palate, you get the vanilla, you get the caramel, you get cherry, you get some bubble tape. But mid palate, it just kind of goes flat. There's nothing really there holding on to the palate. But then all of a sudden, the finish is just this long, lingering spice. That's one of the weirdest experiences I've had in a blend. That's crazy. It's like complete upfront sweetness. Mid palate is like, meh. And then the finish just goes on and on. Crazy. I'm wondering if you guys that are in the chat that have your blend in here, if you could pick out what I'm talking about here, or if you could pick out what I'm tasting, if you think it's yours. Brandon Weiss said exceptional mouthfeel. I don't know if it's an exceptional mouthfeel. It's kind of it's an interesting mouthfeel. It's got all this spice up front and this sweetness. Then when it kind of gets to the mid-palate, there's not a lot going on, but then the finish just kind of makes up for it. Because the finish right now is still going. It's still lingering, and I love that in a whiskey. Yeah, it's so weird. It's crazy. All right, let's get one more sip of water here. Let me take some notes. I'm going to go through them one time real quick. Then we're going to reveal who is who and who moves on. Then I got to rank them. All right. Sweet. It's bubble tape. And bubble tape is a flavor that I've gotten in other bourbons. Super sweet bourbons. Bubble tape, cherry, long finish. Kind of a short mid. Okay. Got it. Brandon Elliott says, I can't tell which one is mine. Rebecca Paige says, no, sure didn't, but the way he describes it does sound like mine. Rebecca, are you talking about the last one, or which one are you talking about? Hey, the Whiskey Dick's in the house. Thanks for coming in. How you doing, Bill? He said, I'm still putting things away, but wanted to come say hi. He's still putting away all his Sagamore. Yeah, that was a great stream tonight, guys, with the Whiskey Crusaders. You know, I'm sure you guys are, but if you haven't subscribed to Bill or if you haven't subscribed to Whiskey Crusaders, please do. Just great channels. The last one, Rebecca Paige, sounds like yours. Okay, we'll see. All right. Quick sip. All right, I'm going to go through them one more time real quick, and then we'll do the big reveal. All right, here we go. A still smells incredibly delicious on the nose. I mean, it is super candy sweet, a lot of vanilla, cherries, strawberries, peanuts. Like peanut brittle with caramel, brown sugars. Oh, A's really good. Yeah, same thing. A is just an assault on with just flavor and proof and mouthfeel finish. A is really good. Yeah. That one has everything you'd want in a really good blend, a really good bourbon. It just kind of balances out everything you're looking for. The sweetness, the fruitiness, the proof, the oak. That's a damn fine blend. Can't wait to find out who made that one. All right, let's go to the next one. Hey, Whiskey Crusader Sarah's here. Thanks, Sarah, for coming in. Captain Make It Happen said finally got home and could sit down with, hey there, I'm just saying hi to everybody. Thanks for coming in, John. B is really good. B is like a little bit of a tier underneath A because it's just not as strong. It has that sweetness. It has that, like I said, it kind of reminds me of a good Blanton's pick with this like over sweetness to it. I just wish this had a finish. There's like barely any finish to it. It's all in the front of the palate and in the mid palate. Just sweet, peppery, and then it just goes away, and then it just gets really, really. There's just not enough of a finish for me to kind of be like, wow, if that had a finish, that'd be a real contender against A. All right, let me take where's my water here? Let me take a quick sip. I've got 76 watching right now. It says, awesome, guys. Thanks for hanging out tonight. I know it's a little bit late. Well, it's a little late on the East Coast here, but everyone in other time zones, it's not super late. But thanks for hanging out, guys. All right, C. Now, C was the kind of funky one. Yeah, I said smelled a little like Jephthah, but I could definitely see some Texas whiskey being blended in here. Really good call out by Dram Man. Let's go for a sip. Yeah, that one, it just doesn't have enough proof to hold on to the sweetness. If this was a higher proof, I feel like that funk that it has. Because, I'm not against a funky bourbon. I do love Dusties. That could have like a dusty corn type aspect to it. But if there's enough proof there, it'll balance out and it'll give you some nice sweetness. This one is just kind of missing that aspect of it. The front of the palate's actually really nice. There's some vanilla. There's some of that dusty corn. A little bit of a light caramel, kind of a Cracker Jack peanut feel to it. But there's the finish on it just kind of goes away. There's just nothing really happening there. So, all right. Let me go to the last one here, which is probably the most interesting. Let me go for a sip. You know, 4 has a very interesting flavor profile. It's got the bubble tape. It's got the cherry, almost a powdered sugar aspect to it. But the finish on this thing, I don't know where it's coming from, because when you smell it, It doesn't smell like it's a super high proof, but all of a sudden there's just like this lingering spice that just hangs on forever. So, all right, I think I know how I'm going to rank these. Yeah, I'm sure you guys might guess. What do you guys out there think I'm going to rank them? Throw it out there. Brandon Elliott says the third is probably mine. All right, Brandon Elliott's guessing number 3 is his. Okay. Yes, thank you, Whiskey Crusader Sarah. If you guys haven't hit the like button, please do. Got 77 watching, 25 likes. Please definitely hit that like button. It definitely helps out the channel. Really appreciate it. ABDC says Nick Foles. ABDC, okay. ADCB. ADCB, okay. All right, some of you got it. Richie Z says ACDC. Nice. All right, so this is how I'm going to rank them. So number 1 or letter A is definitely first place. This thing is a stellar blend. Coming in number 2, this was difficult between B and 4 or B and D, whatever you want to call it. But I think I'm going to give it to this one right here, which is number 4 or letter D, whatever you want to call it, because this one, if not for that finish on it, it probably would have lost to B, but the finish on this thing is just unreal. It goes on and on and on for days. And I don't mind the bubble tape cherry aspect to it. So that's that one. Yeah, the funky one, which was number 3, is going to go kind of last because it just wasn't really doing anything for me. And then this one right here will go 3rd. So that's my ranking. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's find out. You guys ready for the reveal? Because I sure am. You guys nailed it. I'll give you a little... Nice. All right. Let me just check my notes here, make sure I got the right ranking here. So number 1, number 3, 4, 5, 3, 4, okay, 2, got it. All right, here we go. Got my results right here. Let's open them up. There it is. All right, so I have the letters right here that are designated for each blend. And we will see who comes out on top. So let's find out who was last place first. So let's look at the letter here. This is letter B. And letter B was Brandon Weiss. So Brandon Weiss got letter B. So Brandon, sorry, buddy. Yours was last. Brandon, was there Texas whiskey in there, or did you put Jeff in there? Because I got to know. Brandon Weiss in the chat, what is the what did you put in that blend? Because I don't remember you sending what was actually in it. Let me see here. What did ADHD Fishing say? Let's see them titties ready for the reveal. Oh my God. I love ADHD Fishing, man. All right. So coming in last was Brandon Weiss with letter B. So he had the kind of the funky one. We got 81 watching now. This is awesome, guys. All right, so that's Brandon. Let me mark that one down. Brandon Weiss says, I didn't send a blend. I think you mean Brandon Elliott. Oh, I'm sorry, Brandon Weiss. It is Brandon Elliott. My bad. Sorry, guys. I'm an idiot. It's Brandon Elliott. You know what, Brandon? I saw you in the chat earlier, and I just wrote Weiss down. It's actually Brandon Elliott. So it's his blend that got last. And I'm going to ask him. I think he put Jephthah in there or some kind of funky Texas whiskey. So, all right. I don't feel so bad. All right, let's go to the next one, which is third place. And that one is A, which is Whiskey Shenanigans. So Mike from Whiskey Shenanigans, man, that is a really good blend. It just did not have enough of a finish for me. Man. Oh, Brandon Elliott said I was right. He is in the chat. Okay. Brandon Elliott. Graham Young's in the house. How you doing, Graham? Nice to see you. I did mean Brandon Elliott. He wrote nope. Okay. Brandon Elliott, what's in the blend? Because I don't remember what you said you put in it. Brandon Elliott is the shitty blender. All right, so it comes down to Rebecca and to Bourbon Apprentice. So Rebecca, Paige, one of these two is moving on to the Final Four, and the other one is moving on to the consolation round, which you'll still get some prizes. So either way, everybody wins. Monroe Doctrine just pulled a Steve Harvey, but for the loser, yeah, I did pull a Steve Harvey. Exactly. Good call out, man. All right, so let's go to second place. Let's see what this one was. This is letter C, which belongs to Bourbon Apprentice, which means letter D is Rebecca Paige, which comes out as number 1. Rebecca Paige, hell of a blend. So Rebecca Paige gets number 1. Bourbon Apprentice gets number 2. Moves on to the consolation round. Rebecca Paige, you're going to the Final Four with that blend. That's a delicious blend. Malton in Montreal, what's up? He said, what's up, Fred Durst? How you doing, Swami? Thanks for coming in. Let's see. Donald Rand says, I'm not a high-proof whore yet. I have some at 40% that I love. Malton in Montreal. Rebecca wrote, holy shit. Bourbon Apprentice cherry bubble tape. I need to make a store pick sticker. Yes, you do. It definitely smells like cherry bubble tape, man. So Bourbon Apprentice, also known as Mike Levita. Bourbon Apprentice, this is his batch right here. And then I have, let's see, where is Rebecca's blend, which is right here. She put a little rainbow sticker on the bottom. So you two guys are moving on to the next round. Congrats to Bourbon Apprentice. Oh, wait, Brandon Elliott just put his thing. I did not. I got 2 ryes, 1 in a Sauternes cask, and a cognac, and a white corn, which is probably the weirdest, and Wild Turkey Long Branch. Wow, Brandon, that's a crazy blend. 2 ryes, 1 in a Sauternes cask, and cognac. The white corn might have been where I was getting those funky notes from, and a Wild Turkey Long Branch. That's a crazy blend, dude. Rebecca Paige, though, for the win. But thank you so much, Brandon, for sending in the blend. Whiskey Crusaders also. Rebecca Paige, she said she just emailed me the blend. ADHD Fishing, you can't tease about his hat when you wear yours at 11 with a straight face. All right, let's check out Rebecca Paige's blend, guys. Let's see what it is. Because I'm curious. Everybody ready to find out what her blend is? Here we go. Here's the blend. Oh, my God. No wonder it was so good. All right, guys. Are you ready for this? Her blend. Well, first, before I reveal hers, I'm going to make you guys hold on. I do have a Bourbon Apprentice's blend here, too. He said do not open until the end, so I'm going to open up the envelope here. Oh, so this is the blend from Bourbon Apprentice, and it looks really long. Holy crap. All right, let's open this up. Jesus, dude. Are you kidding me? Dude, I'm not going to read all this. So it's an infinity bottle, which he started in December 18th of 2018. This is last year. Holy crap. Yeah, I'm not going to read all of this. I'll read some of them what's in here, but look at what's in this blend. Look at the list. I mean, it's nuts. Wow. Bourbon Apprentice, dear Lord. St. Augustine Double Cask Bourbon, Blanton's, Buffalo Trace, Old Forester 1920, Wild Turkey Rare Breed, Booker's Kitchen Table, Clyde Mays, Maker's Mark, Four Roses Single Barrel, Heaven Hill, Old Grandad, Maker's Mark 46, 1910, 1870 from Old Forester, a store pick from Old Forester, Legion, Basil Hayden's, Booker's Teresa's batch. I don't even think I named half of them. Holy crap. That's nuts, dude. Wow. All right. That's Bourbon Apprentice's blend. So this is amazing with blends here. So you're about to see the distinction between two blends of what they could be. You have an infinity bottle where Mike, Bourbon Apprentice, pretty much lists about 140 different things he put in this blend. And then you have Rebecca Paige's, who put 2 whiskeys in here. 2. Half was Old Grandad 114, and the other half is Old Forester 1920. That's it. That was her blend, and that shit got me. Wow. Amazing. ADHD fishing, that looks longer than my list of things to do. Avoid divorce papers. Bourbon Apprentice says she made a 1915, didn't she? She didn't make a 1915. She made a Old Grandad 114 and a 1920. So, man. Yeah, you were close. She did have 1920 in there. That's crazy. So you have the 2 whiskeys, and then you have this completely crazy list from Bourbon Apprentice, which is just an unbelievable blend. Man. When you put so many whiskeys into a blend, it's really amazing how you can see like how those whiskeys will interact with each other and how they'll kind of interact in the bottle and what those flavor profiles will come out to be. Nick Foles says, I have both those bottles. He's about to blend it. Duran Man said, I've done that, and it is good as shit. Nice, Rebecca Paige. Yeah, Rebecca comes in just keeping it simple, does 2 whiskeys. I think, Rebecca pays attention to the channel. She knows what I like, so I think she knows I love that 114 and 1920, so that's what she used. So, good on you. So, Bourbon Apprentice, congratulations. You are going on to the consolation round, which means you probably will get a prize of some sort. And Rebecca Paige, you are moving on to the championship round, the final 4, because that blend is just ridiculous. All right. And that is the first round of Blendageddon, everyone. Holy crap. Great job, Rebecca. Absolutely. Rebecca Paige, did you try the other? No, I haven't tried the other sample yet. But no, I did. But yeah, Rebecca sent me another sample that she did. Let's see. She made an Old Forester 1917 and a half. Exactly. You know what? That's what we're going to call it. Good call, Mose. Rebecca's 1917 and a half. That's what her blend is. I'm naming. We're coining it, Rebecca. That's it. It's ours now. It belongs to the whiskey community. If you guys have that, if you have the 1920 and the 114, definitely blend it. I could see why I got so much cherry and some fruit from the 1920, and the finish that just lingered on forever. That is the mark of the Old Grandad 114. Amazing stuff. All right, guys. So what I'm going to do here before we sign off, what was I going to do here? I think I had a couple bottles, but I was going to see if you guys wanted me to do a quick review before we signed off on something new that I got. I'm trying to look around to see where that bottle is. Is it down here? Let me see. Okay. All right. So I do have a bottle over here. I am going to be doing a video. It's 2 bottles from Michter's. One is called Shanks, which I'm not sure if you guys have heard of that one, and one is called Bomberger's bourbon. I've gotten both of them. I'm going to do a video real soon with both of them in it, just to review them both. Oh wait, ADHD fishing. Sorry if I missed it, but you know when round 2 is. So obviously next week, guys, I'm going to be in Texas. So I'll be at Matt's that night. So it won't be next week. It'll be the following week after that will be round 2. And ADHD fishing, I can tell you that you are in round 2. Dramman says, let's face it, guys, women have better palates. I mean, Christine Deems, she won last year. Tim Gardner says, what's in the box? Rebecca Paige, you love me. You really love me. Yes, well done. Well done, Rebecca. Whiskey Crusade says, hell yeah. Oh, wait, Captain Make It Happen. Review. Okay, review. So let me pull. What do I have here? Do you guys want me to review the 2019 the 2019 Colonel Taylor single barrel for 2019? E.H. Taylor single barrel, or do you want me to review the Shanks from Michter's? I'll let you guys answer in the chat, and either one, whatever gets the most votes, I will review. So, DH Silva, I don't have the bomb burgers yet. It's on the way. So when I get it, I'm going to do the 2 videos, but I do have the Shanks. So it'll be between the Shanks or the 2019 E.H. Taylor single barrel. I have an empty glass just waiting for it. E.H. Taylor. Oh, Dramant's a Little Book 3. Little Book 3 I don't have yet either. It's on the way. Single barrel, Shanks. All right, so we have single barrel Shanks. We have Michter's. We have the Taylor. It's even so far. Shanks rather bomb burger. Single barrel, E.H. Taylor, Shanks, but no Shanks. Nice ADHD fishing. Taylor, I'll wait for the Shanks. Shank, prison style. I think we have a lot of requests for the Shanks. All right, I will get the Shanks. Let me move my table here real quick. Be right there. All right, guys. Here is the Shanks. I have not cracked it open yet. I am not doing Jephthah, man. Tim. All right, so this is 91.2 proof, or 45.6% ABV. This is bottle 1240 of 1810. So Shanks Homestead Sour Mash Whiskey. Oh, God. Blah, blah, blah. Sour Mash Whiskey honors the legacy of American whiskey figure John Shank, who in 1753 founded a distillery that was to become known as Michter's in the 20th century. Please join us in toasting and celebrating American whiskey history. Bourbon Apprentice says, signing off to cry myself to sleep. Thanks, Rebecca. Long day of softball with daughter tomorrow later all. Thanks, Bourbon Apprentice. Thanks for coming in. Donna Pass says, would be interested to see how Rebecca's blend of 2 would do with a 2 blend I got from an old Ralphie video, Eagle Rare and Rittenhouse. That would be a really cool blend to try out. I might do that. Jason pulled a Quig. Exactly. All right, guys, so here's the Shanks. Let's crack it open, and let's see how it is. So the thing with Shanks is that's been really interesting is I've seen the price fluctuations on Shanks and bomb burgers have been really, really kind of to the extreme. I was lucky enough to get Shanks here for about $40, but I've been seeing this in stores for $100 along with bomb burgers. Bomb burgers is the older, that's the older whiskey in that bottle. The Shanks is supposed to be a little bit younger, but to see them both side by side at that same price point now is a little bit weird. Whereas this one, I think, I don't know if it warrants that type of price point, but let's see. Like I said, I got this for about $40. It was a really good price. Nice pop, and let's see how this one is. Give a quick review. So if you guys are out there and you see the Shanks, if you know whether to buy it or not. Take care, Swami. Thanks for coming in, buddy. Trev Wilson says, I actually haven't even heard of this Shanks nonsense. Well, Shanks is it's a Michter's product. So if you like Michter's, it's along the same lines. It's I like the bottle said, it's an older label, and Michter's acquired it. Shanks became Michter's. And bomb burgers, I forget the history offhand. I should know this because I am kind of a bourbon geek like that, but I don't remember offhand where bomb burgers came in. So Brett Colombo says, I've only seen them available for $400 at a local, but they're gougers. Brett Colombo, the Shanks you see for $400? That's crazy. So on the nose, this smells like Michter's. It's got a lot of sweet oak characteristics so far on the nose. Let me swirl this around, open it up a little bit. Let me give you guys an indication of the color here. It's a nice bourbon color. It's a little bit darker than you would think, but it's really nice. Really nice color on it. Let me swirl it around here. Cherry, a little bit of chocolate. A lot of vanilla. That sweet oak characteristic that you know from Michter's really kind of plays in here. I'm curious to know if they toast the barrels for this too. You definitely smell the proof a little bit. I mean, this is 91.2 proof, but it smells a little bit higher than you would think. Yeah, cherry, chocolate. The chocolate note is surprising because you usually get that on older whiskeys or ones with higher proof to me. Hey, what's up, Chris Beaton? Thanks for coming in. Drayman says Shanks is meh for me. Okay, well, let's see. Here we go. Cheers. First sip, that tastes like a $40 bourbon. But I think from what I've heard, that's a lot better than I thought it would be. I'm going to go for one more sip here. That's very candy. It's extremely sweet on the palate. Not much of a finish. It's a lot of sweet oak flavor. I mean, a ton of vanilla. There's a little bit of cherry in there. The chocolate that I got on the nose is not really on the palate. Man, it's really, really sweet. I mean, I did not think that was gonna. Well, I mean, being Michter's does make a lot of sweet products. Let's go for another sip here. Nick Foles says, "What about Shanks? Do you think makes it just but a whiskey and not a bourbon?" I'm thinking this might be modeled like the Michter's Sour Mash whiskey. So the Michter's Sour Mash whiskey doesn't have enough corn in order for it to be called a bourbon. So I'm thinking that's the same thing here. The Sour Mash whiskey from Michter's, I think, is below the 51% minimum that you need to be called a bourbon. So I'm thinking this is the same thing. This is a Sour Mash whiskey, but it does taste reminiscent a little bit of the Sour Mash. But I like this one a little bit better. I actually like this. It's not overly complex. It's sweet. It's approachable. It's got a great mouthfeel, I will say, yeah, it's got a really good mouthfeel for the proof point to it. But it's very sweet, very approachable. It's got a decent lingering finish. It's not overly complex. I think for $40, yeah, I think a lot of people would like this for $40. But if this is 100, 200, and somebody said 400, yeah, hell no. I wouldn't pay anywhere near that for this. If you get this for about $40-$50, I think it's worth it if you like that. If you're a fan of the Michter's Sour Mash whiskey and you want to have that at a little bit of a higher proof, then I think you would really, really like this. But as far as, paying over that type of a markup for it, I would not. This happens to be the 2018 release, Karen. Richie Z says odds are Rebecca's blend crushes the Shanks. I would probably take Rebecca's blend over the Shanks. Yeah. Nick Foles says okay, that makes sense. I wasn't a fan of it. Just wanted you to try the Bomberg 10%. Okay, 10 times better in my opinion. Yeah, I have the Bombergers coming soon. I'm gonna do these head to head when I get the Bombergers in hand. And also Karen B. Ford found me a bottle of the Little Book 3, which he's going to be sending me. I cannot wait to taste that and review that too. Hey, Arthur Lopez. He just came in with a super chat. He gets the dancing Ron Swanson. Jason, what's up? How's life treating you? Got a store pick 4 Roses single barrel OESO today. 8 years, 7 months. Can't wait to see if I enjoy it. All right, you get the hi-hat today. Thank you so much, Arthur. I don't want to be a buzzkill, and I hope your OESO is better than mine, but I got an OESO, and I just thought it was like, it was just missing something. It was kind of But OESO is one of the mash bills from Four Roses, one of the recipes that it's a little bit harder to find. I really hope yours is better than mine was, though. Thanks, Arthur. Yeah, I heard the Bomb Burgers is really good. There's a lot older juice in there. So, but for this one, the Shanks, I think, if I had to classify it just kind of now, I would think that this one is, it's kind of a higher, more flavorful Michter Sour Mash. So if you've ever had the Michter Sour Mash, this is a little bit more of a flavorful Sour Mash. So if you're a big fan of the Sour Mash, then be on the lookout for it, but I wouldn't pay over 40 or 50 bucks for this at all. So, all right, guys. Well, that's the show tonight. I want to thank everyone for coming in. Thank you for the super chats. Congrats again to Bourbon Apprentice and to Rebecca Paige for moving on to the next round. Thank you so much for everybody coming into this Friday night live stream. This was a lot of fun. I will see you next week from Texas with Whiskey Crusaders with Matt. And we're going to have a damn fun time drinking some good whiskey, getting ready for the Bachelor's Ball on the weekend. If any of you out there are going to be going, I cannot wait to meet you out there and hang out and get to know you and just drink some damn fine whiskey out there. So where is my blend here? Rebecca's blend. I'm going to say cheers to you with this blend. Thanks for coming in. As I always say, it's not about the whiskey. It's the people you share it with. Take care. I will see you guys next week from Texas. And if you're there, I will see you in Texas. But thank you so much for coming in tonight, guys, for this impromptu live stream on Friday. Cheers. And thank you guys so much. Take care.